I'm passing through South Pilot Chinook 715.
715.134.125.
There it goes. Welcome aboard MHz co-pilots. Welcome to episode 1 of season 1 of the Uncertified Pilot. My name is Tim and this is my introductory video to a live streamed flight simulator training series. Mainly about me attempting to get as close to a real world instrument rating in flight simulator as I possibly can. Starting with obtaining my private pilot proficiency first, obviously. Now, I just drove my made-up car up to Oceano, here in beautiful Southern California, a very cute uncontrolled airfield where I will carry out the first big chunk of my flight training. In fact, my brand new Cessna Skylane is already parked somewhere on the ramp right now, awaiting our arrival. Now, I'm not entirely new to flying, by the way. As a kid, I grew up with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I remember my dad buying Flight Simulator 5 when we were out shopping. I can still picture the front cover of the box as it stood there on the shelf, luring us in. And I've spent years flying Flight Simulator at home together with my dad, getting my hands on real aviation charts and trying to practice as many flights as realistically as I could. And since then, I've flown a Cessna in real life only a few times. But today, I'm one of those guys, I guess, wondering about what his life would have been if he hadn't ditched his plans to become an airliner pilot in favor of going to university college. Anyway, although I don't have the time nor the money to get certified in real life just yet, Flight Simulator has greatly evolved since I last ran the software. Now Lockheed Martin's Prepared has entered the arena, offering a much more stable, stripped down and powerful version of FSX. And the range of and quality of third-party add-on software that is available today is more thrilling to me than ever before. So in other words, I bought myself a new computer, installed the latest version of Prepared, together with the latest add-ons, and recreated the most realistic flight simulator experience that I could afford. And to support my flight training, I study real-world flight training resources, practice real-world flight procedures, and share all of my flights with you through Twitch and YouTube, which I think is pretty cool. Now let's walk up to the FBO here at Oceano Airfield. To register and release our Skylane for training, obviously. Now, on my personal blog at uncertifiedpilot.com, I have published the general structure of my flight training. So please go visit sometime and have a look around. Also for useful free downloads like my student checklist and geeky aircraft documentation. And as I will live stream my every flight on Twitch and also upload those flights as archived recordings to YouTube, including my inevitable mess-ups and struggles, I structured my blog around video containers that for each stage of my training will link to YouTube videos of my best attempts at passing those stages of training. So basically, as I progress, my blog gets filled with videos of me developing real-world flight skills in Flight Simulator, while at the same time allowing me to meet same spirited Flight Simulator pilots, enthusiasts in chat on Twitch, like you perhaps. Well, I think that's really cool. Okay, let's check in to let them know we're ready to start our flight training. So give me a sec to have a totally made-up conversation with made-up personnel. Okay, on the other side, finally on the ramp, while someone is leaving the airport. I guess it's a Piper Cherokee. Let's have a look while it departs. Nice weather here in Oceano. And there it goes. Okay, so I've got the keys to our brand new airplane, which should be parked over there. You can see it already standing there, the yellow-black stripes. So let's go and meet her. Now, as I told you at the car, my aim with the Uncertified Pilot is to get as close to an actual real-world instrument rating and flight simulator as I possibly can. A for the So in order to create a real-world flying setting, I need third-party add-on software that delivers on bringing that realism to the sim. Right? So luckily there are some great must-have additions to Flight Simulator that aim to do just that. For example, the airport, Oceano, those airplanes, every object you see is made by the folks at ORBX. This beautiful, I mean, look at her. Isn't she a beauty? This Cessna Skylane made by the developers at A2A Simulations. A fully featured, highly realistic airplane, which is really, really great and really fun to fly, and I will show you in just a sec. Let's take a look at the weather conditions. I mean, active sky next. You can see airplanes flying there. It's PilotEdge. It's a multiplayer online professional network of ATC air traffic controllers. I mean, all of those kinds of must-have additions to Flight Simulator really make, at least in my opinion, make Flight Simulator come alive in many ways. But I have two favorites. First one being the Cessna Skylane made by the guys at A2A Simulations. It's really outstanding quality. The Cessna Skylane 182 Tango model not only demonstrates authentic flight behavior, but it actually lives and breathes. It simulates actual engine operation, including fouled plugs, oil systems, overheating, true mixture leaning behavior. It even comes with its own maintenance hangar to inspect the wear and tear on the airplane. Yeah, you heard that right. Based on how you fly and take care of the engine, this Cessna will grow old with me. Its flaps or ailerons might break even during flight. We might come across a problem with our oil system if we don't change our fuel regularly. I get goosebumps just explaining you the level of detail these guys have put into their airplanes. Needless to say, this Skylane will give us all the realism we need to obtain decent flight skills. And this is the cockpit. Now, doesn't it look amazing? I mean, what level of detail. I mean, every button, every lever works exactly as it's supposed to. The compass there, lights, look at the textures of these seats. I've even edited my own Flight Simulator 5 manual into that pocket there. Also behind the second yoke, you can see a picture there, a photograph of me flying for the first time, just to make it more personal. But I really love this plane, and it's one of my favorite add-ons to Flight Simulator. Let's remove the control wheel lock here and turn on the batteries, because now we're going to move on to my second favorite addition. Listen.
United 124, contact departure.
Contacting departure. Yeah.
What you're hearing now is actually live. A multiplayer network. I've already mentioned PilotEdge. It's a subscription-based online multiplayer network of other aviators online who are flying, who are controlled by actual professional air traffic controllers within Flight Simulator. It's incredible. So now we're tuned in on actual frequencies of nearby airports, and you're hearing a air traffic controller guiding a pilot inbound to some airport nearby, which is incredible. It's amazing. I mean, that really makes a Flight Simulator much more dynamic and fun to fly in. But it gets even more interesting, guys. I've made my own Flight Simulator cockpit at home. What do you think? It really is very much fun to fly. Saitek is a company that sells professional Cessna Yoke, throttle levers, a switch panel, rudder pedals that you can just plug in by USB into your computer to have a much more authentic flight control experience, and also in case of some procedures, for example, starting up your engine, making use of the ignition switch and the mixture lever at the same time. This is really helpful. A trim wheel, I even put my own fire extinguisher there. A radio panel, also very useful in combination in use of PilotEdge, switching between radio frequencies while flying. TrackIR, obviously, to transpose my physical head movements onto my virtual head movements. Looking outside of the window. I even have my own seat belts. Yeah, this is getting too much, guys, but I really like it. I'm an F geek. So, in other words, the Papa Hotel Tango India Mike cockpit. It's just great. Okay, so I will stream each and every flight I make as part of my flight training to Twitch and upload those recordings to YouTube for everyone to enjoy and fly with me. Let's get in, I can show you. Yep. Alright, much better. Now, to make use of Twitch and give you a little bit more of context while I fly, I make use of an overlay. And this is it. The webcam should be on the left frame there, but I need to figure that one out before I start streaming. But as you can see, this provides a kind of like an overlay that then gives a sense of what I'm trying to do here. So on top you see the departure airport on the left, the arrival airport on the right, and in between, in the middle, my current focus, the current episode of the current season, with just a very brief description of what I'm trying to do. And as of today, in this current episode, the first one of season 1, this is just a familiarization episode. Now, on the bottom you see well, a webcam frame with a yellow strap there, V0. Well, that refers to the PilotEdge V ratings and IFR ratings. These are check rides that you can do on PilotEdge, which is very, very cool. And I use those as milestones, as checkups to see how I'm progressing through my flight training, as you can see on uncertifiedpilot.com. So that indicates my current level, which is absolutely 0. I'm Dutch, so a small Dutch flag is also nice. On the bottom bar you can see the current viewers on the left viewing my stream. Latest follower, you can follow me on Twitch. And I'm also, as a kind of like a side project, I would really like to visit Flight SimCon in June, the biggest flight simulator conference in the States, to meet the developers and other leading community builders. So if you like my stream and like my flights, you can support me by donating and help me pay for the flight tickets to get there from the Netherlands to the States. And perhaps if you visit too, we can meet in person, which might be fun too. So thank you guys. That concludes the first episode of season 1 of my flight training series here at the Uncertified Pilot. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I see you next time at my first real flight training episode, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much, and blue skies and happy flights.